Hello and welcome to the Wayne State Coaches Show, an exclusive here on MyWayneNews.com. I'm Mike Carnes, here to talk all things Wildcat athletics. We'll talk with Jeff Kaminsky, the men's basketball coach, as the Wildcats off to a great start this season. We'll tell you about their latest adventures on the court. We'll also talk with women's basketball coach Brent Polari, as the Wildcat women are in action at home for the first time in Northern Sun Conference play this weekend. We'll have that and some baseball and softball news to tell you about as well on this week's edition of the Wayne State Coaches Show here on MyWayneNews.com. We'll take a timeout and come back with men's basketball coach Jeff Kaminsky right after this timeout here on MyWayneNews.com.
The Coaches Show is sponsored by Pack and Save. Pack and Save is a proud supporter of Wildcat Athletics and is your one-stop shop for savings. Check out Pack and Save's excellent produce and find the best cuts in their Grade A meat department. Be sure to stop at the Top Notch Deli where you can find their amazing fried chicken, daily lunch specials, and all the fixings for your next tailgate or viewing party. Pack and Save is open from 7:30 a.m. to 10 p.m. 7 days a week, and their staff is waiting to help you for all of your grocery needs. Pack and Save, your one-stop shop for savings in Wayne, America. Go Cats!
Welcome back to the Wayne State Coaches Show on MyWayneNews.com, and time to talk men's basketball with Coach Jeff Kaminsky. And the Wildcat basketball team, you can officially say they are on a roll. They have won 9 straight now and are 10-1 on the year. One of 2 teams in the Northern Sun Conference with a perfect 5-0 record in conference play, and the Wildcats winning 2 over the weekend, beating Bemidji State 75-59 on Saturday, and then beating Minnesota Crookston on Sunday afternoon, 72-52. Coach, you guys are continuing to play well here in the early going of the season, looking great.
Well, it's good to get back home after having that sort of daunting 3-game road trip to start the conference and playing in some tough places that we haven't had a lot of success at. It was obviously great to get out of that 3-0, but to have a chance to come back home where we've talked a lot about that since the start of the year. If we're going to have a good season, we really need to be really good at home. And so we're off to a good start that way. We know we have a lot of challenges ahead of us, but like how our group has been playing.
Did you feel really good about where this team is at right now? They said three tough road games in conference play to start. Augustana has always been a tough out, and of course, that Winona Upper Iowa trip has always been a rough one for Wayne State over the years. So to come home for the first time in conference play and be 3-0 in conference play, it had to feel really good, especially against a Bemidji team that Wayne State has also struggled with over the years too. And you guys played very well against them.
Unfortunately, there's too many teams we've struggled against over the years. But part of that is just our league is so good, and it's you can be really good, and it's still hard to win games. You know, it's great to be 5-0, but I look at some of the teams in our league that right now have 3 losses, some even 4 losses, that are really good basketball teams. So it's going to be a challenge as we move forward, but it does tell you just that our guys have some toughness to go and win on the road in this league anywhere, and then to do it 3 times in a row to start the year, I think it was a really good sign. I think you have to have toughness to win on the road. And then you have to play well at home. You just can't show up and expect being at home that you have a major advantage. And unfortunately, our home schedule also had us over break, so we didn't have a lot of our students here, and it's a little quieter facility. But I think we still had a good turnout, and it was a great weekend for us.
On Saturday, the Wildcats were able to beat Bemidji State, a team that Wayne State has had some trouble with in past years. But Trevin Joseph scoring a season-high 24 points to lead 5 Wildcats in double figures in that game. Kendall Jacks had 15. Nick Ferrarini had 13. Jordan Jansen with another double-double. He had 11 points and 11 rebounds. And Vance Jansen also in double digits with 10. And you get that kind of balance, boy, it makes any team tough to beat.
Yeah, it's been sort of our theme this year to kind of have that balance with 5 or 6 guys potentially in double figures on a given night, and also inside-outside balance. So it does, I think, make us a little more challenging to scout, and realizing that we can get points and from a number of different guys. I think it also talks about our unselfishness and willingness to, doesn't really matter who necessarily scores, but as long as we get it done as a team, I think guys have been happy. So
yeah, Crookston game on Sunday afternoon was kind of an interesting one to watch. The first 5 minutes before the first media timeout, both teams had put together a grand total of 4 points combined. It was 2-2 at the end of the first media timeout, but then Wayne State started to heat up a little bit, was able to take a 7-point lead at the half, and really never let Minnesota Crookston get back in the game to win that one by 20. Joseph leading the way with 18 points, Kendall Jacks with 15, Vance Jansen 14, and Jordan Jansen with 11. That'd be a little frustrating, I'm sure, for both you and the Crookston Crows. Those first 5 minutes that both teams just really couldn't find an opportunity to get the ball in the basket.
Well, I think both good defensive teams to start with. So it's Crookston's probably their best team they've had at the Division II level. So we knew it'd be a challenge. I think the positive side of that is, you know, you're almost 5 minutes into the game and hadn't scored, and you look up at the board and peek up, and you know we're down 2-0. So that's where our defense is so important to us and how we're playing right now. It's hard for teams to go on runs. Oftentimes you get off to that sluggish of a start offensively, you might find yourself down 10, 12 to nothing, and now you're digging yourself out of a hole. But our hole wasn't so deep. We made that first basket finally, and we had a tie game going into the media timeout.
Yeah, Wildcats now 10-1 on the season and 5-0 in the Northern Sun Conference. Northern State is the only other team in the conference sitting undefeated in conference play right now, heading into the holidays here. And Wayne State will be off until Sunday, December 30th. They'll take on Augustana at 3:30 at Rice Auditorium. So you guys get some nice time off, an opportunity to, I guess, you know, tweak a few things and give yourselves a little break until that second matchup with Augustana. And I'm sure after winning one down at their place, they're going to want to return the favor here when they come to town.
Yeah, well, they're playing so well right now, and neither team has lost since our first game that we played. You know, the break is probably not what we would necessarily choose, but it's mandatory for everybody. So right. Everyone will have 7 days off. We have a little longer break. We'll practice for a couple days during that first part of the break, but then we'll have actually 8 days off before we come back, and 3 days get ready for a pretty big game and a pretty big stretch. So you get back, and we still have over half of our season to play, but it comes quickly. It comes within, you know, a couple months period of time. So we have to be smart over break what we're doing and make sure we're ready coming back to play.
Yeah, you'll have about eight days off, as you said, and then really you won't have any time off again until the season's over.
No, we won't.
Pretty much every weekend you're going to be gone. So
right, for sure. So, but let's look forward to it. Some great battles coming up.
Well, you guys go out and off to a great start, 10-1, and if we can keep that rolling, I think we're going to like the way the season comes to an end. At least from a win-loss perspective, it's you guys are off to a really great start, and hopefully that momentum continues.
Yeah, thanks. Well, we'll keep working at it. We know we've got so many tough games ahead of us, so you just sort of have to focus on the next one. And I mean, you look at the stretch of games we have coming up, and it's pretty monumental. But you know, we'll just kind of turn our attention to Augustana, which is going to be a pretty big task, and focus on that, and then move on to the next weekend.
All right. Well, that's going to do it for this for Coach Kaminsky here, and good luck and have a happy holiday season too.
Yeah, thank you. Happy holidays to you as well.
All right. We'll take a time out and have more here on the Wayne State Coaches Show right after this timeout. Welcome back to the Wayne State Coaches Show on MyWayneNews.com. Time to talk women's basketball with Coach Brent Polarai. The Wildcats at home for the first time in conference play this weekend, and it was a successful weekend for the Wayne State Wildcats. They beat Bemidji State on Saturday 85-71, and then came from behind with an impressive come-from-behind victory on Sunday to beat Minnesota Crookston 88-83. And really in both games this weekend, Wayne State had to come from behind in the fourth quarter to win the ball game. The Wildcats outscored Bemidji State 26-11 in the final 10 minutes to win that one on Saturday, and then they were down by as many as 12 points to Minnesota Crookston before mounting a great fourth quarter comeback that was really impressive to watch. Coach, you win games at home. You know, that's something you really want to do in this conference, and the way you guys did it to be able to get down and to be able to come back and win both games, I think that had to feel really good for your team to do that.
It shows some toughness and shows that our girls are competitors. I mean, they turn it on in the fourth quarters, and I would like that to start in the beginning also. But I think for Bemidji and Crookston, both games, we started off with a little bit of lack of communication on defense, which gave up easy buckets for them, which got them energized and stuff. And we really locked down in the fourth quarter. But like I said, we got to start doing that from the beginning. But man, big hearts in our girls, and they like I said, they're competitors.
Yeah. On Saturday, Haley Bussey scored a season-high 19 points to lead the way. Wildcats had 4 players in double figures in that game. Erin Norling had 18, Andrea Larson had 15, and Brittany Bongartz had 13. And I know Brittany's playing hurt, and boy, she was really played like a warrior on both games over the weekend, particularly in the second half against Crookston on Sunday.
Yeah, she really struggled in the first half against Crookston, but she turned it on that second half, and it's nice to have her back. Just adding some depth and some offensive threat at the post position just gives us a whole different look.
Yeah. Yeah, Wildcats trailed by as many as 12 against Minnesota Crookston in that game. They led 34-24 in the late in the first half, and then Maggie Lowe hit a pair of 3-pointers back-to-back, and the Wildcats were able to get within 4 at the halftime mark. And then Wayne State was down by 11 going to the fourth quarter, went on an 11-2 run to start the fourth quarter, and then kind of back and forth after that, and Wayne State was able to finally pull away at the end. And Kylie Hammer, a Wayne native, leading 5 players in double figures with a season-high 19 points. Erin Norling with 18. Andrea Larson with 12 points and 13 rebounds, and then Haley Bussey and Brittany Bogartz each had 12 points. And I was taking pictures at the game Sunday, and I've got a great picture of Kylie getting fouled by the Adora girl from Minnesota Crookston, and it's really kind of funny to look at, because that Adora girl is 6 foot and thick as a brick, and Kylie is 5'6" and not nearly as thick. Yeah, and the collision there was something to see, but then she bounces right back up from that and hits 2 free throws, and that was kind of indicative of the way you guys were able to come back and play tough down the stretch against Crookston.
Yeah, and she's tough, man, and we try to put her in situations where she can, if you're going to switch, put your big on her. They're bigger, but she's got some quickness to her and some speed, and she's not afraid to go into people. So
yeah, I remember watching her when she was a freshman in high school, and first time she did that, and she's at the time a little smaller, and I just think she's going to kill herself before she's done, but she keeps doing it, and she plays with that kind of that reckless enthusiasm, and that makes her tough, and makes you guys just a little bit tougher to deal with at times too.
Yeah.
So Wildcats have improved and are 7-3 now on the season, and are looking pretty good going into the holiday break. They do have a game coming up on a Wednesday evening against Midland University, and that'll be at 5:30 p.m. on Wednesday. And the Wildcats will then have the holidays off until the 30th, until when they take on Augustana here at Rice Auditorium. So you got this game against Midland coming up, and then got a week off, and great opportunity for you guys to go into the holidays on a good note.
Yeah, we've got, we scheduled this game because we were going to have about 11 days off, and that's probably too much. Now, in hindsight, with being beat up, it might have been good to have 11 days off, but we'll be ready for Midland, and then hopefully get the break, and hopefully get some people a little bit more healthy coming out of the break there.
Yeah, and then an opportunity to play Augustana again after playing them on the road. Be a great opportunity to get back into conference play then.
Yeah, that would be nice.
Yeah. All right. Well, good luck for the rest of the post-holiday break, and have a good holiday season.
All right. Thank you. Yeah.
All right. We'll take a time out and have more here on the Wayne State Coaches Show right after this timeout.
The Coaches Show is sponsored by Pack and Save. Pack and Save is a proud supporter of Wildcat Athletics and is your one-stop shop for savings. Check out Pack and Save's excellent produce and find the best cuts in their Grade A meat department. Be sure to stop at the Top Notch Deli, where you can find their amazing fried chicken, daily lunch specials, and all the fixings for your next tailgate or viewing party. Pack and Save is open from 7:30 a.m. to 10 p.m. 7 days a week, and their staff is waiting to help you for all of your grocery needs. Pack and Save, your one-stop shop for savings in Wayne, America. Go Cats!
Welcome back to the Wayne State Coaches Show on MyWayNews.com. Closing things down for another edition, and we've got some softball and baseball news to pass along to you this week. Wayne State softball coach Shelly Manson has announced the addition of 5 new players who will join the team for the 2019-2020 season. They recently signed national letters of intent. The list includes 4 young ladies from Arizona and 1 from Nebraska. The Arizona girls are Natalie Arbizu of Gilbert, Arizona, Madison Gomez of Glendale, Arizona, Riley Holmberg of Surprise, Arizona, and Peyton Tornberg, also of Surprise, Arizona. And the Nebraska recruit is Claire Reinhardt from Omaha. They will be joining the Wildcat softball team in the 2019-20 school year. Baseball team has 4 new additions to talk about for 2019 and 20. Alex Cook announcing the signing of 4 standouts, all 3 of them from Nebraska. Those are Hunter Babe of Omaha, Nicholas Oden of Wahoo, and Brody Sintek of Fremont, and also Trenton Frericks from Hinton, Iowa, signed a letter of intent to play baseball for the Wildcats in 2019-20 school year. And finally, the Wayne State College baseball program is conducting 2 baseball clinics and a hitting league during the month of January. A total skills camp will be held Sunday, January 20th, followed by a hitting pitching intensity camp on January 27th. And then the hitting league will be on 3 Sundays in January, January 13th, 20th, and 27th at the Wayne State Indoor Hitting Facility. The camps are open to players age 8 through 18, and the Hitting Tracks League is new this year, and we'll have hitters in age groups of 10 and under, 14 and under, and 18 and under. For more information on the camps, call Coach Alex Cook at 375-7012, or for the hitting league, call assistant coach Cody Larson at 375-7499. Information is also available on the web at www.wscbaseballcamps.com. So that'll do it for this edition of the Wayne State Coaches Show here on MyWayNews.com. This will be our last edition until 2019. So have yourselves a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. And we'll see you next year for a continuation of the Wayne State Coaches Show right here on MyWayNews.com. Until then, ho, 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 and Merry Christmas. We'll see you later.